All right. Well, we'd like to welcome everybody to the 2024 Winter League playoffs, and we're here in the championship game against Team Quistgaard versus Team Just Clean. And I'm Matt Podorowski. I'm here joined by Christian Podorowski, and we're going to take you sort of play-by-play through this game. Christian, you've played with both these teams.
Yeah, I'm actually the I'm the skip. I'm not the skip. I'm the alternate on Team Just Clean, and two of the players, Eric and Chase, are on both teams. So they flipped a coin to see who was going to play with what. Looks like Chris is trying to come under. Looks like it was just a bit short, but that works out.
All right, for this next shot, he's going to try to take a straight on takeout and roll under the yellow guard. Hopefully, he gets some good protection for his stone.
Called sweep early.
Looks like it's coming on little straight. It's not going to roll as much. Pretty good. It's hanging out just a little, but a pretty good shot.
Looks like they're going to try to hit and try to roll. Looks like they're trying to hit and roll across the other side. Looks like they're playing a little bit of down weight. It's got to curl it.
It's got to curl over, get the edge of this stone. Hopefully roll over to the other side of the house. It does, but just a little bit too hard. All right. So we have Ryan Coleman up. He's going to try to sneak this guy underneath the guard, get some good protection. This one looks like it's dying a little bit here.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, that is. It's got right past there.
Could maybe curl it a bit, but looks like
that's a pretty good shot.
Came a little deep, so they're just going to try to rest on it. Try to force them to not give them the hit to take it out.
This looks like it has a pretty good line. The weight must be pretty good because they're sticking off the broom.
They got to go. It's a little. Should get in there nicely.
But it gets the point across.
It does. It does.
Right.
And if you, I was asking Clay, it's like sometimes in film videos they go.
All right, so they're gonna do hack weight takeout here and try to roll under that guard.
It's got to curl a little bit. It's hanging out a little bit.
It just didn't curl quite enough, but they did split the house, so
All in all, it's a pretty good scenario.
that's not terrible.
Yellow has hammers, so still they can play the same shot and rest in there. They were a little high last time, so maybe coming a little bit deeper just to take away that hit. Weight looks a little up. It's got a curl though. sneak through.
Eric looked a little upset about that shot, but it wasn't off by that much.
Yeah. Well, because I was like right here. And then,
Yellow can place the shot really good. It's going to be
and then it was
hard for red to get really anything going here. Because then the freeze will be taken away.
Ryan's got about the same line, but this is pretty lightweight. They're going to have to sweep pretty hard to get that thing into the house. And it comes up just short. Only by about an inch. That was a very close shot.
Oh, we got the teams wrong. I guess it's opposite of what we said. So, looks like we messed up the team name. So, it's actually Team Quistgaard is red and Team Just Clean is yellow. Apologize for that.
Good catch. All right, we have Nick Wagner up here. He's going to be trying to sneak under guard. Placement of this stone could make it really tough for yellow to pull any out of this end, but this is hanging out a little wide left.
Weight looks pretty good. It's just hanging out a bit.
Yeah. This does give yellow an opportunity to hit that one and roll it underneath the guards on the right side.
If they can make this, it's going to be hard for red to not keep up multiple.
So Christian, what do you think the debate going on here is? Is there an option other than hitting and rolling under guard? Do you potentially go split the house a little bit more?
I think you have to hit and roll under. It's already split, and if you can get hit and roll under, red doesn't really have anything to do besides a straight draw, and that's still going to be exposed probably unless they throw it a little deep.
All right, so we have Aiden Oldenburg here, and he's going to be going for that takeout and hopefully rolling underneath those two guards up in front. It appears a little heavy and a little out to the left.
He's going to get a piece. He's trying to switch line.
It's going to roll out.
Kind of potentially bails out red here. They can just draw under, and it's hard for.
Yeah, it really gives red a second chance here to try to get under those guards and make it tough for yellow to score any.
It's like they're going to opt to just hit this yellow out, try to roll under, limit yellow to just a possible 2. But that yellow hanging in front of the house could be a potential hit, split for 3 if red doesn't keep it in.
Looks like a good delivery. It looks like the line is coming in.
Looks
here.
a little tight.
They're just going to clip the edge of that. They got it out, but they weren't able to hang in there. So it looks like yellow is going to end up at least with 2 on this end. They're close enough with that front guard stone, though, that they could potentially skim that in for 3.
And that's what they're doing.
Yep. So we got Aiden back up, trying to pull out 3 out of this first round, which would be a good start for that team.
Looks like it's got to curl just a bit.
The weight seems like it's pretty decent, but it's got to curl over.
Ooh,
They'll just missed it. They might only end up with 1.
That sneaks through for
Yep,
this
they
one.
just ended up with 1. So Red is able to wipe their brow a little bit on that and come back with hammer in this end and hopefully score some multiples. Any observations first end?
Pretty clean end for the most part. Kept it pretty open.
No, we should mention that we actually have all 4 of the flights going on right now for their finals, and everybody's been playing for the last 3 weeks to make it this point. So big congratulations to all the teams that made it to the finals this year. We even have one of the Sub-Zero teams, which is our high school curling team that is playing on sheet 2, so it's sort of exciting to see them in one of the final games too. So best of luck to all the teams that are out there.
They just play it in. Looks like they're just going to try to hit and roll to the wing. Looks like it's got to curl just a bit. It's going to get it out.
Split.
Not a terrible outcome.
Which team's throwing red?
Clean.
We messed it up at first. We had the things messed up and we realized like halfway through in place of it.
Oh, okay. So red is just red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Yellow is just green.
This looks like it'll be just right in front, so they'll be able to set a guard. Team Quistgaard is going to come try to get right behind that guard and just get under some protection. This might be a bit heavy.
Looks like it's coming over pretty hard.
It's curling a lot, there's no
But it's a
question,
little,
but it's a little heavy.
Yellow's just gonna play the draw under here.
Yeah, that really gives Team Yellow, Team Just Clean, a good opportunity to get themselves established in the house there.
Looks like it's a little light. Aiden's coming up to help sweep. Doesn't look terrible weight. It looks like
Looks like the weight can carry that right behind there. I think that's going to be a really nice shot. You got that thing right behind guard, right on top of the tee. That's a really good place to be for that shot. This one's going to be a little bit wide.
Looks like he
Wide to the left.
it out a bit.
I think it's going to end up missing both stones. This gives gives yellow an opportunity to get a couple guards up in front, give them a little bit more protection.
Red did try to open things up last shot, just ended up throwing a little wide. This looks a little light and narrow.
The weight on this looks pretty good. They're sweeping pretty good, but it is curling over.
They just get it over. And
That's a
really
very,
good shot.
very nice shot.
Good judge by them there.
So now they're going to have to peel this front guard to be able to get back and get towards the stone in the house.
Looks like they could get a couple here.
Angle's just a little bit too much.
It's not a bad outcome. It still makes it a little bit more open.
So they're changing a little strategy here. Unless, do you think they're going for the top guard again?
They might as well. I mean, looks a little bit heavier out of hand.
It's been curling a lot though.
Still gonna be a nice shot. It's just a little bit more
Just a
heavier
little
than
bit
last
deeper. Yep. Yeah, having those offsets not bad. It makes it hard to do a run back on those. They're just
it makes it a little bit easier to get the double, open it both up, but they have the possibility of sticking if they want to get both. They're going to play pretty up weight here, try to move things as much as possible. Sweeping early, it's coming over a lot. Ends up being a pretty good shot. Maybe would have liked to move the red over just a little bit much more, but still makes it a little bit open for them. But yellow, of course, can just come and guard that back up or play top 12.
I think they're gonna end up using that red as a guard.
Weight looks
Weight
pretty close.
looks pretty close.
It's gotta
got to
curl
curl
a
a lot. They might end up laying. They might end up laying right on their yellow stone there.
It's going to run a little deep. But a good judge to make sure it wasn't lined up for a possible double.
Yep. That's a tough shot though with that red guard up there.
Probably have to play down weight here just to have it stick around. It is possible they can find a way to hit and roll just on top of that yellow, that back yellow.
Do you think a double is possible here?
No, they're just trying to hit and roll. It looks a little tight out of hand. Looks like it's gonna possibly wreck on that guard. Curse is really sweeping hard, trying to preserve it, and it looks like it's gonna get by.
Yeah, it
pretty
got
well.
by.
Really nice shot.
This does give yellow an opportunity to hit and roll over underneath the red guard. We got Aiden Oldenburg lining up here for his first of 2 shots. This seems a little heavy.
Well, they're trying for a hit, so. Well, it comes a little outside and rolls out, so. kind of bails out red once again. Red can hit and roll under cover, and have them be the only shot in the house helps possibly set up a skip's deuce.
One seems a little heavy out of hand.
It's got to curl a
It's
bunch.
got to curl quite a bit. It might just hit and peel this yellow. Not even
Misses it
goes through.
altogether.
Well, this gives yellow an opportunity, not having hammer, to get underneath guard and make it tough for red to score one.
One thing that's nice is for red is that yellow is still on the back of the house, so if worse comes to worse, they can probably freeze in that yellow or display it, with that and having backing would be great. But not ideal, obviously. When you have hammer, you want to score a couple, not just one. Especially since you're giving the hammer back to the other team.
Now this one's going to die short of the.
Well, actually looks pretty good. It does its job.
No, you're right. It got in there. Actually, may have curled a little bit too much.
No, I think that's in a perfect spot actually, because it makes the hit a little bit tougher if they want to hit. Not exponentially harder, but makes it a little bit harder. Sometimes just seeing a rock nearby can get in the mind of the thrower.
I think you were right, though, when you were talking before about this this backer here is going to end up being a big factor for red. If they hit the square on, they'll end up farther in the house, center of the house, than yellow, and at least get one out of this.
But they have to hit and stick, because any roll might give yellow one, a steal one. They're not really sweeping. Looks like they have to curl it a bit.
Seems a little wide. Seems a little bit wide, but no, got over there.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, great
one.
shot.
Ties things up
All
after
right,
2 ends.
so 1-1 tie. This is a good game. I want to give a big shout out to the whole Chaska, City of Chaska communications team with Michelle at the control, and we got Kevin and Krista that helping with camera work. Really appreciate being able to provide family and friends back at home an opportunity to watch these guys on their big day. So big thanks to them.
Like they're just playing a guard up top on the center line.
That was a nice shot. Got Chase Ebling here. He's taking his first shot. Going to try to get behind that guard.
Looks like it's got to curl a bit out of hand. one's a little deep, but it's still in the house.
It curled over pretty much enough, but you're right, it is a little deep. So it could be something somebody could lay on at some point.
Looks like it's coming over a bit.
This one looks like it has a good line. It might be a bit heavy. And it's it's pretty equal with the yellow stone.
Looks like a red sitting shot though.
Yeah.
Ideally, you don't want to. For newer curlers, ideally you don't want to throw it in the back of the house just at the beginning of the end because it gives opportunities for the other team to lay on it and freeze to it. But it still works out and puts them in a position where they have to deal with it.
This one's got a pretty similar line to that first yellow stone. It looks like it'll probably lay right on top of it.
Lays right in that pocket too. It's a nice shot.
So we're gonna see, I think we're gonna start to see things just start to pile up down there now. This one's got good weight. Looks like it's going to curl in. It's probably going to land right on top of that front yellow stone. Yeah, right there. So we're seeing that they're just stacking these stones, and we'll keep on doing that till we get to the center of the house.
One thing that's fairly certain, unlike the first two ends, is that this is going to be an end with many rocks in play. Not really an opportunity to take anything out of play.
Chase has been very consistent on all three of his throws here. This one's going to end up in a very similar location, laying right on top of that red when it comes in. It is sitting a little bit to the left, which could provide an opportunity for a stone to sort of squeeze it out if they have enough weight on this shot.
Looks like it needs to curl a bit here, but any freeze again will be pretty good. It's got to go.
So this actually provides an interesting opportunity for yellow to come in and actually come in and try to lay on the inside of that red stone.
Looks a little up, but I mean they can piece it out. And
yeah, this one's gonna lay right on top of that red stone. giving the commentary.
You announcing?
Yeah.
Not a boy. You got like a call? You're trying to get like a patented call?
Never stop talking. That's the key to announcing.
You know, one thing that sort of stands out to me is watching every one of these teams out here, I think, beat me this year. So
Probably fair.
I'm pretty certain that my team has been beaten by every team that's out here this year. This red stone,
Weight looks.
weight
gotta move
looks,
it a little bit.
it's a little light. This again provides an interesting opportunity for yellow. That second yellow is actually third shot, so they'd have to do something with that, with the red that's in the center of the house.
I think he's looking if he can possibly get the double and clear on top of that yellow to get both reds out. A lot of discussion here.
I mean, the interesting thing with that takeout is it would put that red, it'd push that the inside red out, and then put that second red on the outside, or just on the outside of the red part of the house. So it is a good way to get two scoring.
We're sweeping early here, trying to hold the line. Weight's good.
Ooh. That's probably not the
Catches that.
result that they were hoping for on that one.
Catch the rock a little too thick, didn't cause it to spill over enough to clear that yellow.
So this will be an interesting one because red will try to lock onto that yellow. They do not have hammer, so this could put them in a position that they could steal one this end.
Looks like they're perfectly okay with.
How can you get that? My buddies want to watch. Are you streaming it live?
He would know.
City of Chaska?
Looks like they want to just maybe bump off the inside of that red to get undercover, make it hard for yellow to score multiple.
City of Chaska.
The weight seems like it's pretty good. It's still coming in there. No,
Looks like he's a
it's
little
just
short.
short. Yellow's still going to have an opportunity now to get multiples out of this, with red leaving that short.
And just draw this in here, make it hard for red to really do anything besides maybe trying the same thing again and trying to just hit the inside of that red and spill over. They might not be shot, however, if they do that.
This stone is very light though, and it might actually wreck right into that front red guard. So
If it can hit it enough and roll it over enough, it might not be absolutely a terrible shot.
it still leaves a hole open for red to come in on the right side of the house to lay one in. I know they're having some discussion about that red left red rock and whether they could potentially bring that in. I personally think that the right-hand side is the safer shot. Chris is still debating this. He decides to go with that left-hand side of the house. Now, if they do get this, Christian, do you think that still opens it up for yellow to come in and score one?
I think yellow, no matter what's going to be shot. So I think there's going to be a draw either way. But if they can roll it enough, it makes the draw pretty hard. Looks pretty
So
light, though.
So yellow's going to end up coming in on that right-hand side, and if they can lay that in there, they'll score two.
All they need is about half a 4 foot to get in there. It's a little tough. It's not terribly tight, but it's a little tight to get through that port.
This could be a real big shot for the yellow team. Trying to get more than one on.
And I didn't quite realize that there's one shot left for each team, but still put themselves in a good position.
This seems like pretty good weight on this throw. Looks like this thing is gonna come in.
You can get it enough to sit two, which is a really good shot.
Pretty good. Maybe a little bit too far to the left though. This is gonna leave a shot open for red on that right-hand side of the house.
Still don't think you can really, unless you can perfectly lock it on. It's gonna be hard for red to score here.
You could potentially hit the right-hand side of that stone and peel it and sit in the center. The most you get is one.
Not really with the guard. Looks like they're trying to hit, and not quite sure if they're trying to hit the outside to try to take one of those yellows away, or trying to hit the inside pretty thin and spill it in.
So we got Nick Wagner coming up for his second shot.
Playing pretty up weight here. Not a bad result. Pretty good shot, all things considered. Yellow's still sitting one. And
This will leave yellow with a fairly wide open shot to get two.
playing with Nick, he's not afraid to throw that up weight and tried it, got rid of one, limited the damage, but still possible two giving up here.
Nice delivery, nice weight. It's got a curl. Looks like it's going to start curling now. It's got past that guard. Just going to lay in there. And they got two. That was a nice end by Team Yellow. Well, as we go into the fourth end, is there anything you're noticing about any of the teams? The strategy they might be using?
Seems like they're using the same strategy for the most part. I think they've noticed that this right side curls a little bit more than the left. And it curls pretty early as well. As you can see,
right now, it's. You're right. That stone just dove right over. But they seem to be placing it in the right spot to get that curl to hit right where it should go.
Good recognition.
This is going to be about T-line when they get it back.
It's a good shot.
We'll have Chase here with his first stone. He's going to be second stone. Sorry, he's going to be trying to hit and roll under guard.
They're sweeping early.
That was a pretty good shot. Maybe a little bit too center of stone to get it to roll over quite as far as he wanted to, but it did move. Red's going to set up another guard here.
It's not a... I would almost... Maybe it looks like both teams are a pretty good draw weight. It wouldn't be a terrible shot to just try to play that hit and roll under that guard in the middle to try to put pressure on them right away.
Well, this one's going to be a little bit deeper than guard. Ended up pushing that yellow a little bit farther under guard. So it looks like he's trying to hit, peel, and roll over to the left, and have a couple of stones under guard.
Ends up being a little bit.
Well, they
narrow, but ends up keeping both in.
Kept them both in. It does leave the one stone exposed, though, which does allow Red the opportunity here to hit and roll underneath guard.
Now you see the Reds playing that shot that I talked about, coming and hitting and trying to roll under. It's already curling already.
This one is curling a lot. They actually... they might actually wreck on this guard up in the front here. which they do.
Ends up not being terrible as red has 2 guards now.
Got Ryan Coleman up.
Looks like it's coming a little deep.
I think they're wanting that to be a little bit farther to the right. This does set up the double now for red.
Almost would be better, however, to play the hit and roll here if they want to get a couple, though. As getting the double wouldn't really do much, because they would have another hit and roll and they'd still be sitting 2. Looking to curl pretty early, it looks like it's
Gonna probably just graze that stone. Did get that yellow stone out. They're just going to try to set up a guard here. Actually, the higher the better. Looks like that'll be a pretty good guard for that yellow in there. Got Team Quistgaard coming down. He's going to try to draw around and try to lay on that yellow stone in the house. He's going to be a little bit wide though.
A little bit heavy. Wayward's pretty good though.
Got Aiden here calling for a hit and roll to peel out that red and then put the yellow right underneath the yellow guard.
Looks like it's gonna
just hit smack on there.
It's like they're going to just try and lay on top of it again. And again, they're calling less line because it's not curling as much on this left side of the ice. Eric looked like he called, said it was a little heavy.
It's going to be a pretty nice shot. You are right, though. That left-hand side of the ice is not curling nearly as much as the right-hand side.
Yeah, if they can make this shot, it looks like it's going to wind up being just a shot for one for red. It's winding up to look that way at least, as yellow has 3 in the house. Red has 1 sitting shot, but it's not under cover, giving Aiden a fairly easy shot to hit it out. And ideally he wants to roll it to the left side of the ring. Try to get under that guard maybe. Looks like they have to curl a little bit. It's going to get it. But ideally they want to stick
It's
around.
going to get it, but it's going to peel out.
Not necessarily.
I guess it does stick around.
Looks like they're going to try to lock on that yellow again. Try to give a possible chance for 2. This has to be a perfect shot. A little bit
It's going to be a little bit wide there. That's creates an interesting scenario here. Yellow can definitely get that out without losing any of their stones. So if you're Skip on this call, what are you calling?
I think you just call the same thing that you just called. I mean, if you want to... you want to just roll it to the side again. I mean, one thing that's helping Red here is that Red has backing. Possibly saves him from giving up multiple if they want to just lay on it for backing.
They hit this thin enough though on the left, they can just spit that red one out.
Looks like he has to curl it.
This one's going to hit it square on, which means it is going to take that back yellow out.
Not necessarily.
Oh, it did get it stand. So it did spit it out.
It's a great shot.
Very nice shot. Puts Red in a position to score 1.
Although it's never fun to throw a draw against 5.
Yeah, this is these are the nerve-wracking type of shots that Skip has to make that if you miss, it's a big end for the other team.
He's sticking in the 4-footer and they save this end. If anything, he doesn't want to throw it to the 12-foot as that makes things scary about giving up possible. Looks like he's sweeping on a hand, although he thinks the weight's pretty good.
Yeah, I think the weight's pretty good.
Looks a little light.
So yellow's going to get one on this.
It's a great shot there. Although they didn't get the result they wanted, almost that should feel good if you're Nick not giving up 5 there. Keeps yourself in the game.
That is definitely not an easy shot when you got that type of pressure.
It's 4-1. 4-1. Team just cleans up.
No more announced?
He said he was getting another drink. So he's just going to throw it in here. Comes from a little short. I mean, either shot's fine. The thought process of throwing it in is keeps things clean. Might be a little early in the game if they're only up by 3, and Red can come back with one get in. Pretty good shot. Looks like they're just going to come around here. It's a little light. Aiden's coming up so good. Looks like it's going to hang out just a bit. The weight was really good. Just ends up hanging a bit as that side's not curling quite as much.
This might be a little heavy.
Ends up being a really good shot.
Oh, really good shot. Really good. So they got completely under guard there. He's just trying to draw in under guard here. Looks like the line is pretty good. The weight's pretty good. I think that's
going to clip that guard.
Oh, just clipped it. That sets up a double for red here. So they can hit the double and then roll a little bit to the left underneath the yellow guard.
If you can make this, it accomplishes 2 things. Gives them 2 in the house, plus it splits the house. Looks like it's a little wide.
A little wide.
Ends up making it double. It's not terrible. It's not ideally what he wanted, but it still works as he still has 2 in the rings. They're not shot, but
like you said, they have split the house. Although he is calling a potential double cross cross house double, which would be a pretty great shot to be able to accomplish that. The weight would have to be pretty heavy.
He's having a sweep pretty early, but he's off of it as it looks.
Just gonna hit and stick there. All right, I think they're gonna try another double here. Gonna hit the one and roll under, but that one yellow is gonna stay.
Rolls a little bit too far, so there might be a double there now.
Yeah, that it does leave red exposed pretty. Yeah, red's pretty exposed here to giving up a double.
Gives Ryan another chance to make a double here. It's got to curl a bit. It's going to get that nose. Oh, it. Wow.
He ended up getting a pretty unconventional double there. He was not trying to hit the guard, but it worked just as fine, and he ended up taking out both reds. So that was a great result from Ryan getting those two stones out.
Got to curl it. Looks like. I think it's just going to roll out, so.
So he's calling for a draw right behind that yellow. That's a tough draw given the fact that that side of the sheet has not been curling as much. But now it's over curling. And it's going to end up going right into that front guard.
Still not terrible. I mean, it's forcing. Yellow's done a great job of forcing red to make pretty tough freezes. Freezes are never easy, but especially under a guard, it's even harder. Like it's all there out of hand.
This one might over curl. It's curling a lot right now. It's going to clip that front guard, go to the right.
It's not bad though.
Not a bad shot though. You're right. It's went right underneath that guard and is right now it's sitting shot.
Really good job of seeing that.
that was definitely a Plan B shot, but it worked out just fine. So he's got a little bit of weight to this. The line seems decent. It's going to miss the guard, which is good. And he's, oh no, it did clip the guard. And it went a little deep. Boy, it really looked like it was on the right line and really dove really quick there. So he's trying to curl this in over to the left side of the house underneath that yellow guard. Red does have hammer, so that if they could get this this house, center of the house split here, that'd be good. It seems like it's curling a bit too much now. I think it's going to crash into that guard.
It's not bad though, is it?
It does make it hard for yellow to get in there now.
Still think it's possible. It's a very tough shot, but again, I don't think yellow has much to risk here. As I don't think red's going to get 2 max, maybe just 1. If he can make this, they're maybe sitting 3.
So is the call here a double?
Looks like they're just going to try to thread that gap. And again, it's curling early. Little light.
Up past the guard. You can get that red out there. So yellow's sitting 3. So this is a very similar situation to what we found ourselves in last end. Last end they had 5 stones. Red's got to find a way to get one in here to not give up 3. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be a tough shot for red. There's not a lot of openings in there.
I think they're trying that double, trying to hit that left yellow and roll across and get the other one. If you hit it just right, you're going to be shot 2.
This is definitely not a shot you want to be facing when you're already down.
Down 3.
Down 3 and they have 3 scoring.
Looks like he might just be playing a draw or a light hit. With the way it tells me he's probably throwing a draw. Again, this side doesn't curl as much, and that's why they gave less line on it.
Yeah, the weight seems pretty light though, so it's this could have a really tough time getting in there.
It crashes on that yellow, and it's a score of 3 for yellow.
So 3 yellow, still a 3 for yellow. That was a not the type of end that you like to have when you got hammer, but there was a series of shots that happened during that end that weren't what they called. They, I think both teams had shots that hit off of guards that ended up creating situations for them that were better than they thought they would be.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, the tough thing is that yellow just had too many guards to, or I'm sorry, red had too many guards to get around to try to get at least one out of that.
Again, red's only real chance here is getting a big end here. And yellow obviously wants it in the rings here, as any guards can only hurt him, especially this late in the game.
And just like you're saying, they want to get that in the ring so that red will take that out, and
I don't think they'll take it out. They still want guards because they're probably going to throw double guards here because they need at least 3 realistically. In a closer game, they might bait the other team to hitting that, but in a game that's not as close as others, they just want to throw a guard here. And it's going to make it hard for red to score unless they can make a double here at some point.
what's the score? So they got 7 to 1.
It's like they're playing the double guards. And it's curling really hard on this line.
This will be a tough guard for him just because it's so far out to the edge.
Eric looked like he laughed a bit at how far that curled. Obviously has not curled that much in that line the rest of the game. Don't know if it picked up something or the ice is just changing.
We got yellow is going to try to set up another guard here. Laying right up against that. This is a tough position for red to be in now at this point in the game. Just not going to curl enough on this one. I'm going to leave that. Move that one back a little farther than they wanted.
It's in the house, though, and that does something.
Got yellow now trying to get rid of red guards, just so they have nothing to hide behind, and they happen to roll that right over to guard their own stones.
In any other end, it would probably be a good thing that they're guarding that, but at this point in the game, it almost hurts them that that's stuck around, because now there's another guard for red to play under. But a good shot in getting the one out that you were planning to. Yellow still has 3 scoring in the house, and obviously red's going to have to get rid of all of them if they want a chance to get a couple here, or just throwing a couple draws. It looks a little bit up.
So yellow's going to just try to get these red stones out of the house to take away potential points.
They want to get really aggressive. They could try the double, but obviously just getting one here is way better than nothing. It's going to get it. It's going to...
Oh, it's...
Ooh.
That was pretty close.
Hit it just a little too thin.
Yep.
All Team Quistgaard can do at this point is really just draw, try to get one under. Hitting at this point is pretty hard to do, as there's only going to be 3 rocks per team getting into the back half of the game. Looks like it's going to stick out just a bit.
Yeah, it just didn't get quite buried enough, so they're going to have a shot. Looks like they're laying on top of that.
So I think it's a little hard to hit it. So one thing that's hard is that I don't think it's fully covered. It's half covered, and I think that plays into possibly there being a jam on that back yellow.
This one seems like it's a little narrow.
And a little light.
Might end up crashing off that front guard.
They can... Ends up not being terrible.
Nope, that was fine. Did have an interesting roll back over at the end, but they still kept that red exposed. This ends up getting to be sort of the tough part of the game, where they're trying to think about how do they score multiples, but at the same time protect what they got in there.
They have to throw something in the house, nonetheless. As throwing a guard at this point, even though their shot won't really do them anything. They need to score multiple to stay in this game. So putting a guard lessens your chances of that happening. Looks a little light out of hand as Chris is already sweeping right out of hand.
This one I'm pretty sure is gonna crash against that guard, if it even makes that. So that leaves red exposed in the house. I'm assuming that they're just going to come straight down, hit it, and roll over into the center of the house. This looks pretty good out of hand. Looks like the line is pretty good. I think it's going to get past those guards. And it's definitely curling over to the left, or the, oh, didn't curl enough over to the side of the stone, but we still have 3 yellow stones that are in scoring position now. So you got red here is going to try the same thing that yellow was trying to do before, and we're going to try to clip off the side of the yellow stone and roll into the center of the house.
He's sweeping pretty hard.
It looks like it might clip the guard, which it does, which keeps yellow with 3 scoring stones right now. It's a tough thing with curling. Both of these teams are very good teams. I bet you if they played each other 10 times, they'd each win 5 times. But just some days it's working and some days it's not. The guy yellow's got a nice shot here. They're gonna come in under guard right in the center of the house, which is gonna make it very difficult for red to try to score without peeling their red out of there.
They can play downwind, but again, that's only going to be 1. And wouldn't be surprised if this end ends in a shake.
And we have Nick Wagner coming down for his delivery.
Looks like he's just going to lay on top of it.
He's
actually.
got his really only option here is to try to lay on top of it, but boy, this thing is moving a lot. This thing is over curling, and it's going to end up hitting crashing into the guards, and I suspect we might be looking at a shake right now. Yeah, there we go. We now have our champions, which are Team Just Clean, Chris Scott,
No,
Eric.
no.
Oh, I'm sorry, Team Quistgaard.
No, it's Team Just Clean, but it's
Team Just Clean. It's Aiden Oldenburg, Ryan Coleman, and Chase Ebling. And want to really congratulate them for playing a great game and making it all the way through playoffs. Really appreciate the effort that both teams put in, and it's just a great way to end this season. So congratulations to both teams.
yes, for sure.